Look at that. The Kranky Canadian tonight, Monday night. What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3 Men in a Basement, a.k.a. the Kranky Canadian Show. I am not Roger Levesque, and I am not cranky tonight. I'm your host, Otto, and you are watching the Kranky Canadian episode 15, I believe, or 13. I don't know which one it is, but it's been such a great weekend. I wanted to just have this show tonight, and you know what? Since we're going to spend a lot of time talking about the latest episode of The Mandalorian, I wanted to bring on the true Sith himself, Mr. Sith Lordly. Thank you very much for jumping out with me tonight, buddy. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for asking me. And maybe you're the cranky Connecticut. Is that a word?
Well, yeah, you know, it was funny. I was getting some messages. It was like Otto the Grouch or like Grouchy Otto. And that's not really my style, man. I got nothing to be grouchy about. You know, life is good. And we got up every day. We could take a deep breath. Your families are still around and everything like that. So I do want to give a shout out to Roger, who's been down for the past week. He's had a fever, you know, he was getting a little sick last week. So he's been laid up for a week and his presence is definitely missed. But that being said, I want to keep the show going and to have everybody there. So the live chat is really starting to populate right now. And, you know, I got to highlight this. Dave, I don't know if there's going to be an Otto rant tonight. You know, there might be. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? You don't know. But I just wanted to jump on. And as it's populating, Sith, who do we have in the live chat right now? People have been hanging out for a while, right?
Yeah, it's all of our friends here, you know, just going top to bottom. Of course, we got Copy 801, Kev's Collectibles, great Star Wars guy himself, Wesley's Comic Collection, who I'm sure we all know just did a video with Joey and Kid Collector. Check that out. We got Swing With Me, Johnny Dakota, always sharing all of our stories and things on Instagram. Appreciate you. We've got did I say something Wong? What a great guy. This guy, great name. Let's see, Sith Lordly downstairs on my second computer. Hey lady.
Okay, there you go.
Let's see, we got Wesley Campbell, different than Wesley's Comic Collection, so he's in here twice. All right. Yeah. We've got let's see, I feel like the butcher right now, you know, Comics Talk Weekly. This is another great guy with a great channel. He's been hanging out with us on Saturdays on Spine Ticks. Good to see you. Let's see. Wookie Fodder 80, another Star Wars guy. Supportive on Instagram. Our buddy from down south in San Diego, Rude Dog. What's up, man? And scrolling. Sparks Comics. Everybody knows Sparks. Mr. Quidditch himself. We got Uncle Frank, it looks like.
That's right, Uncle Frank. I just talked to him before we went on, so shout out to Uncle Frank.
Yeah. We've got I think that's it.
That's it. Awesome.
If we Kid Collector, what's up, buddy? Oh, and Nelvis Eats right here.
And I see Comic Book Cannon just jumped on. The Butcher,
Sean Miller,
Defects. Yeah, man.
Lon Espinoza.
Good.
Yeah,
good. So Sith, happy post Thanksgiving, happy post Black Friday to you. We'll talk a little bit about our pickups and some things that you've got, but really, guys, in about 15 minutes, we are going to blow apart The Mandalorian. So I will preface this by saying, if you don't want me to spoil it for you, you got to go. I'm sorry, because I've watched it so many times that I've just eaten it up. And a week ago, well, Friday, when it first came out, Roger was laid up at the house and Roger goes, I've watched it 4 times. And I said, how could you possibly have watched it 4 times? And then I watched it the first time. And then I watched it the second time. And then I watched it the third time and I'm like, oh my God, he's right. It's just been absolutely fantastic. So guys, with television shows that come out weekly, like they do, like the old school, you get 24 hours, maybe 36. You got to stay off social media, but it's all about this right now. We're going to talk about that. So I do want to share, because this is the Kranky Canadian, we have a new video from Roger, right? Like Sith Lordly sent me a nice little video. And Raj, I hope you're feeling better, but my God, what were you saying in this?
Highlight this guy, man.
Like, can we watch that again, Sith? I mean, my God, look.
Highlight this guy, man.
What was he talking about, Sith? Tell me the backstory on this. What was?
Well, Roger is the real star of Spine Ticks, along with the Guy Forge, and I hope Roger being ill has nothing to do with us wearing him out on Saturday nights. Yeah. But that particular night, of course, Pressable Deffects were on. He got sauced, and he was instructing me to highlight this guy, bring him up on the big screen.
Who was the guy though? Just some
Hyper Combo Comic. Yeah, another great guy. So yeah, I got so many clips like that, ones that I can't even show. But
Right, stuff that it's like buried deep,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
next
get it.
roast.
The next roast, good, right.
Yeah.
For his 50th, you got to save that stuff for his 50th, which is right around the corner.
Exactly.
And we had a lot of fun at his roast, and a lot of people sent me some funny memes. But this is one I can't get enough of. My God! So shout out to Aegis Comics of Alaska for this, because this is just hilarious.
Come on, say the hip hop, the hip it to the hip hip hop, you don't stop, the rocket to the bang bang boogie, say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie.
Right, like, my God, the little baby, it's crazy. It's just so funny the way they did that. So yeah, so Roger, this episode of the Kranky Canadian is dedicated to you, buddy. So hope you get better, and we'll talk a little bit later what 3 Men in the Basement has coming up. So this year was a lot different for me for Black Friday shopping, and I think because I was a little bit more in tune to what people were doing online and what people were selling. And typically I go up to the great state of Maine, and I go to 2 comic shops up there. .com comics, and I go to Casablanca Comics, but obviously now with the world being 2020, we couldn't go there. So I decided to do what I can locally and support all the shops that I possibly can. So online sites like Reese's Rare Comics, they were doing a big sale. Comic Tunes and Toys had their live auction Friday night with the Lords. So, those were all great things. I went to Jeremiah's Collectibles and saw my friends Steve and Jill from J&S Collectibles, and they were doing a big sale. And I also hit up Wonderland Comics, which was right down the street in Putnam, Connecticut. And I went with a buddy of mine from Instagram, PJ Morris. PJ, he showed up with his son, and we hung out, and Steve came with us. So I spent, Sith, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
$99.97.
That's
right
it?
under $100. Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm not going to tell you what I bought, guys, because that's in a haul video that you got to wait till tomorrow to see. But for $99.97, I got some good first appearances, some good second appearances. I bought a slab. And then we went to Jeremiah's Collectibles, and I have become an accessory whore, Sith. I really have.
Okay.
I really I've just been buying pops to match. You buy the pops to match the slab stand, and you buy the slab stand to match the pop, and then you buy the figure. So I bought a bunch of pops to go with the slab stands. The next thing you know, I'm leaving Wonderland Comics with I just spent $60 on pops, and I bought one, which is actually a gift. I'm going to give this to one of my friends because he's one of my coworkers. He doesn't know this yet, but I picked this up right here.
Oh, nice.
Kind of poetic for it, So
I think Lady Sith has that.
Really? Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, she loves the pops.
Yeah, no, this is great. So I'm going to gift this to a friend of mine. I thought that was cool. And I bought some other things.
Are your accessories linear between your collections?
Yes, they absolutely have to be.
Okay.
So what that means is that I have to have my Hulk 181. My pop is the original Hulk 181 pop, right? I can't have it. Has to have the old mask, the original mask. I can't have it be like the Logan with the black suit. My Werewolf by Night slab stand is my Werewolf by Night 32 slab stand, to the point now I have Werewolf by Night 32 and an 8.5. I also have the second appearance in an 8.5. And I just reached out to Slab Stand and say, okay, now I need a Werewolf by Night 33 to match that. So I have both in a Slab Stand. So that's kind of, you got it, right? You know what's going on.
I know.
Yes. Noah, they definitely can be a slippery slope, man. I absolutely believe that. So I do want to give a shout out today. I got a great email, a DM from Noah on Instagram. And if you guys don't know, you should be following Noah. He's doing a giveaway on his Instagram site. And that is, I'm looking for it right now as I go over this. Where is it? Let's see. Did you pick up anything, Sith, for Black Friday?
I did, man. But every week is like Black Friday for me. I've given all these LCSs my money.
Yeah. Okay.
But you mentioned Comic Tunes and Toys, Mike, the big to do, and they were having a great, I think it was like a 30% off sale. And I cruised in there and, left with almost, a short box of comics.
Did you really? Oh my God.
But, going to what we're going to talk about, I did save some money back because there's going to be some first appearances that are going to be coming out soon in Mando. And I wanted to have some cash ready to go, in case I need to make a big 9.8 purchase.
Right. Absolutely. So for everybody that's on Instagram, and I think a lot of you guys are, please go give WG Comics _collectibles a follow. They're doing a nice giveaway. He's got some nice books on there, and sent me a great message today. Really motivated me to get this done. And the next live show I'm going to dedicate to his dad, Wayne. So I just want to give that little preface by saying that out loud right there. Okay. So I bought some stuff. Again, you're going to have to watch the haul video. And please support all the local shops, because all the Cyber Mondays are still going on right now. So you can still get all these deals from all the online realtors, all the online realtors and stuff like that. So please do that. And man, that's really what I got for my comic hauls, because I want you guys to watch the video. So Sith, do I see a bunch of Star Wars books behind you?
Oh yeah. I mean,
tell me what you got behind there.
Well, I've got 2 Clone Wars #1s. One is Raw, and I just knew that wasn't going to grade out as a 9.8. So I went ahead and I bought the 9.8 slab.
You did, okay.
And then on the other side, I've got the Heir to the Empire #1. I've got 3 of them, 1 in a 9.8, 2 Raw. But you know, I've had my Raw collection for years because I'm a Star Wars fan.
You're right, okay.
I don't spec or flip Star Wars. I just hoard it.
You just hoard it, right?
I just hoard it. Yeah.
I agree with you on that. So I want to talk a few things. And I know I'm kind of all over the place, but that's typical Otto.
It's Monday, bro. Let it go.
It's Monday, man. It's Monday. We're going to go. So I do want to talk about a few things, and I want to give credit where credit is due. And if I can just find this one more picture, I want to give a shout out to Alex Garcia, the illustrator. He just did my new logo. He absolutely crushed it. So please give him a follow. Check out his Etsy shop. His book is just amazing with all the stuff that he does. And please check out Alex or give him a follow. He killed my logo. He killed Roger's. Dave's like, well, now I got to get one too. So please check that out. And then as we talk about more Star Wars, I do want to give a shout out to, of course, Tim from Lords of the Long Box. Back, I don't even remember what this was. This was a long time ago, the Black Knight Report, where he definitely said that Thrawn was coming. I forgot what episode he said that Timothy Oliphant was coming, and that came true. And it was just really interesting to see all these things coming to fruition. So just really great to be a part of, all that speculating news and seeing it all pop up. So boy, did we have an episode, right? This was the episode 5 of the season, right?
That's right.
Episode 5.
And Otto, not to break your train of thought, but going back to your logo, the unofficial poll, first of all, it's a great logo, but the unofficial poll is that it's Homer Simpson with a mustache.
Oh, get out of here. Really?
Those are the comments I'm seeing.
Those are the comments you're seeing. Okay.
It looks great. It looks great.
It looks good. I mean, Howie Mandel was one of them. I heard, our group chat, somebody threw that one out there, and it's okay, man. Hey, listen, if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? You know, so it's cool. But the fact that somebody took time and effort and, did an animation of me like that is just really, is very humbling for me, to be honest with you, so the karate chop and just, hey man, it's all about comics and it's all about the community and things that are going on. So season 1 of The Mandalorian, what grade would you give that, Sith? Overall, what would you give the whole grade of it? A-, A+?
I'm going to give you comic book grades.
Gotcha,
I'm going to give it a 9.8.
You are? Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
And I'll give you the reasoning is that, first of all, it's to me on par with the big Star Wars stuff, right? The original trilogy. And, I know I'm in the minority because I enjoy the prequels, but hey, man, Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, they were great, but, much better, in my opinion, than the new Disneyverse movies. So, I look forward to it, and it was just perfecto.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would definitely give it a 9.8. I thought it was phenomenal. I liked the backstories. I liked how they used the different directors. Dave Filoni is the future. Jon Favreau is just, killing it, and their direction is great. And once they get rid of Kathleen Kennedy, everything will be fine. So just make Favreau the head of Star Wars and you'll be fine. Right? Make Dave Filoni come up and stuff like that. And even we often talked about this, so maybe that is my rant. I'm going to give you, well, you know what?
All right.
Okay, here we go. Kennedy, here we go. I don't know. Let's go. We got a Roger. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, this is going to be good. I'm going to tell him why I'm mad, right? I'm going to tell him.
There's too much hair there.
It is too much. You're right. My God, that was me in the 70s. I was more of an 80s guy. So Kathleen Kennedy is single-handedly destroying Star Wars. She has no direction. When she sits at that table, they all talk. You can tell that she has no business being there, right? And you know, the behind the scenes episodes were just fantastic, where they talked about the sound and the dome and the lighting and all the pictures and stuff like that. So, you know, maybe if you got rid of Kathleen Kennedy, we'd have a young Obi-Wan movie. Maybe we wouldn't have Solo released in the middle of the summer, right? 6 months after another Star Wars thing. One thing we always talk about with videos in your channel is you got to let things percolate. You got to let things percolate. You got to watch it 2 or 3 times to really soak it in, and especially Star Wars. And Solo to me was great because it's all not about Jedis and the Force. I thought Solo was great. It was just bad timing, and I think that's why it gets poo-pooed. Lando was great. So, you know, maybe if you got rid of Kathleen Kennedy, it would be a lot better. So that's my mini rant. I don't know. So
you know, Otto, maybe you can talk to Lou and Amy, Aegis of Alaska, since they're so good at the reface. Maybe they can reface Harrison Ford's face on Solo.
Yeah,
so
right.
You have a young Solo with Harrison Ford. That'd be great.
Yeah. Right. And I do want to give our boy Ben Man from Beantown a plug. He's got some killer mystery boxes for sale. He's got 3 remaining. He's got an ASM 6 First Lizard in there, and it's just been it's just a killer set of books. And you know, he doesn't do it often. So check out Man from Beantown and his mystery boxes. So that being said, I have told Sith we were probably going to talk for about 15 minutes about nothing, which we have. And I'm 2 minutes. Seinfeld, right? And I'm 2 minutes behind. So let's talk about chapter 13 of The Mandalorian, right? So we knew Ahsoka was coming. They mentioned her. How were they going to do it? Was it going to be one of those things where you see her at the absolute end, or you see her right in the beginning and right off the rip,
yeah,
she comes in, right?
Yeah, I was floored. Now, mind you, I was watching it at midnight. You know, and it's actually Lady Sith who's like, you know, we got to watch this thing right when it comes out. Okay. And, you know, many of us, right, a lot of people are in the spec game, right? So, I mean, ideally, you want to watch it when it comes out, because then you got to hit eBay or whatever and buy it at the cheapest, you know. Yeah. I mean, it's best to have the book before then. But, you know, if some first appearance comes out, you want to grab that before you wake up in the morning.
Good point. I never thought about that.
Yeah. But I mean, it was great. I was tired, but it was amazing.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So I let it percolate a little bit. Like I said before, Roger watched it a bunch of times, and I was like, all right, I wanted to wait for the perfect time with Thanksgiving and the family. So I sat down and watched it. And, you know, you're on a shitty planet. Corvus is the name of the planet, right? It's all run down. It's all dark. And then boom, you see 2 lightsabers pop up. And then you see like blasters firing. And there is Ahsoka. And I mean, she is full on Jedi mode with dual wielding lightsabers, just having a great time. So I do want to say this though. And then when it was talked about what actual race that Ahsoka is, people always used to say that she was a Twi'lek, if I'm saying that properly. She is not, right? Her race is a Togruta. Yeah. Am I saying that right? All right. Yeah. And that was important. So she's not a Twi'lek, which was like the dancer from Jabba's palace, or Bib Fortuna and stuff like that. So she's different. Force sensitive, dual wielding lightsabers, live action. Rosario Dawson, absolutely loved her for all the years. I've loved her in all the Kevin Smith movies. She was in a real movie. This movie is old, and it was called Kids. And it came out in the 90s, and it was a New York City movie, and she played this character. She was, you know, it was 20, 30 years ago. Just a real cool movie. So I've always been a fan of Rosario Dawson, and I knew that was a great casting. What did you think about that as far as the casting for her, Ahsoka?
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. I thought that they did a great job with it. And I mean, I like Ashley Eckstein, you know, I've gotten so used to her personality, her voice and everything. Yep. So, you know, it would be interesting if maybe they tried it out. I don't know. But, you know, so you have her in mind, and then you see Rosario Dawson. Now, I knew it was going to be her. I thought she did an impressive job, if it's not Ashley, you know, the voice that you're used to. And I thought her voice even kind of harkened to Ashley's a bit.
I agree with you on that. I agree.
Yeah. I you know, it took me a moment to kind of let it soak in, but I mean, it was just, I mean, it's so awesome, right? Ahsoka live action. How can you say no to that? So.
No, I'm telling you. Well, you know, for me, what I thought was really neat is, you know, with all the throwbacks that we've seen in The Mandalorian, you know, for example, the Krayt Dragon, you know, Boba Fett, going back to the first episode with the E-Web repeating blaster, with the troop carriers, you know, with the dark saber. Now we finally see a Jedi that we haven't seen, like, that's not on the big screen, and not in cartoon. I want to say that not in cartoon, because I think it's cool, but to see a live action Jedi now on the big screen, I think was just really, really gripping. You're like, all right, I am digging this, like that was
you
really
talk about a monster character that hasn't been in live action that we all know and love. And there she is, right off the bat.
Right off the rip, we say right off the rip,
Yeah.
like she just comes in and she starts hacking stuff up,
Yeah.
And then she goes right up to, and then she finds the magistrate, who we'll learn a little bit about later. And I thought she was a cool character, and she was definitely villainess, and I think that's important. And I don't know about you, Sith, but one of the things I think in any movie, in any franchise, is you have to have a strong villain, right? You have to have a strong villain to make any movie successful, and that's, to me, that's important. And you look at the movies that kind of weren't as successful, like Suicide Squad, right? As lousy as Suicide Squad was, there's no reason they should have been fighting demons, right? Demon. They should not have been fighting like a mystical demon. They should have been fighting like an army, street thugs, or something like that. Like, not a good villain for a movie that could have been better. Great villains to me are Ian McKellen. We are the future, not them, Charles. And right now, the magistrate, she came off as a really cool villain. And our boy who's playing, who's Moff Gideon, right?
Yeah.
Moff Gideon is a great villain right now. He's there.
And a great actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor. He's there, but he's always kind of lurking, and to me, you put Moff in front of anybody's name. Like, the first time I ever heard of a Moff was Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes after meeting the guy, he blows up an entire planet, so
looks good on a resume if you're a Moff.
Yeah, really. Exactly. So what makes you a Moff? I blew up Alderaan. Oh, really?
That was you. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you are a bad guy. I get it. You are a bad guy. So Moff Gideon has been really neat. And, you go through the whole, so you find out about the magistrate and what she wants to do. And, she gives Ahsoka like 24 hours, and that goes on. So I don't know. It was just really neat. And then Mando finally lands on the planet, right? Mando lands on this shitty planet because he's looking for Ahsoka. Comes out, he's got Baby Yoda with him. And he walks into the town, and nobody wants to talk to him, right? Like, he's getting like the cold shoulder from everybody. And, you've got people being tortured. You're like, this isn't a happy place. Like, whatever.
No holiday vacation.
This is that's how you're not at Disneyland anymore, So you go out, and then you see it. And then you see a bunch of the goons, in their masks. And then she goes and she talks to the magistrate. And the magistrate is holding a staff or spear of Beskar, right?
Yeah.
So I am not familiar with Beskar as far as in canon right now, Sith. I mean, has that been spoke to in books and stuff like that? Where?
Yeah, I mean, you used to make the bounty hunter armor and things like that. I'm going to use an Otto, stuff like that.
Yes, please.
But yeah, definitely, of value and familiarity to Mando.
Right, exactly. So she throws that out there, and she's like, I want you to go kill a Jedi. And he's like, that's no tall order. That's no easy order. Like, go kill a Jedi. Sure. It's like,
my price is high.
Yes, exactly. That's what he says. If you want me to do this, you're going to have to pay a lot of money, So he accepts with, that he's going to go do it. So he goes out and he goes out. He's got the little Baby Yoda with him. He brings Baby Yoda out. And one of the hired guns is like, what is that? He's like, oh, it just brings me luck. And I thought that was really neat because, you know what? He is kind of lucky, and he's a force sensitive creature. And what I think has been really cool about Baby Yoda is Baby Yoda has been evolving. He's actually been growing. He's a little bit more verbal. He's a little larger. He's a little bit more.
He's using the force, man.
Yeah, he's using the force, man. He's getting going with it. It's pretty neat. And I'm really digging that. So they go out, and now you have the meeting between a Mandalorian and a Jedi. And this 45-second fight gives you everything, right? It gives you dual lightsabers. It gives you the flamethrower on Mando's.
That was dope.
That was dope. And he also throws out the grappling hook, which I thought was a throwback to Return of the Jedi, right?
Yeah.
And what I thought was really cool, Sith, and I don't know if you'll agree with me on this, was how you really have how the Mandalorian armor is really built to fight Jedi per se. You know what I mean? It's
Definitely.
really got all the the bells and whistles that can go after him. So, but what did you think about that? Did you enjoy that fight?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I can see that the tree maneuver that she did right now in my head. Remember when he grappled her and she, went up on the tree and I mean, man, she was going to kick his ass.
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
That's how powerful she is.
Right. But he wasn't backing down. And I thought that was a great Jedi move. You know what I mean? To go over the tree and to yank him up. And then right there, he drops the name Bo-Katan. Okay. So I am going to, we have at this point, we've got 45 people watching, and I hope I'm not getting bored with any, but I do have something to give away at the end of the night. I'm going to give away this Star Wars Episode 1, Wizard World.
Wizard One. I've got a few of those myself, man.
Yeah. I'm going to give this away tonight at the end of the show. And I wanted to bring that up because it's relevant to Bo-Katan. And he drops Bo-Katan's name and they just stop, right? Everybody stops. Oh.
I'm going to try that next time I'm in a fight. See if it works.
Yeah, exactly. Bo-Katan. Or like, when Superman and Batman are fighting and they drop the mom's name, so we'll see, But okay. So then they start talking, and then she realizes she calls Baby Yoda Grogu. Am I saying that properly?
Yeah.
Right.
It took me a few as well at midnight. What the hell did she say?
Yeah, was it Goku? Goku, Grogu. So Grogu. And I was like, I wasn't expecting that, right? I wasn't expecting now Baby Yoda's now named. Now, Sith, here's a question. This is just more for fun of anything. Is it going to stay as Grogu, or is the popular name going to be Baby Yoda or Grogu? What do you think? Like,
I mean, it's like the Mandalorian's got a name too, right? Din Djarin.
Yes, right.
But they call him Mando.
They call him Mando. So if I was a betting man, which I am, and I
Grogu. I mean, I can just picture them all sitting in a room like, we need to come up with a name for the child. Let's hear some ideas. Grogu. Okay. That's the best one.
Yeah. It sounds like Yoda, right? Jesus Christmas. Oh my God. Unbelievable. So she brings up Grogu, which is important. And now she starts to tell a little back history of Grogu, which was really neat because this is stuff that I think Filoni and Favreau and all the other directors and writers can go anywhere with, right? They say that he was at the Jedi Temple. Somebody saved him. He was trained by many Jedi masters. And then everything seems to have gone dark. Okay. So what could have happened, Sith? I mean, who saved him? Who took him? What do you think?
Well, first of all, I think there's been some great memes about Grogu at the Jedi Temple. Remember when Anakin went and slayed the younglings?
Yep.
And all the younglings were there, and there's all these memes of Grogu hiding behind a sofa, or Anakin sending a text
is it really?
message.
No, I haven't seen these. These.
There's one of Anakin sending a text message to Grogu like, "Hey, don't go to the temple tonight,"
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's interesting when you have all of that lore in your head and then they go and insert that in, right? To something that I had thought about 15 years ago. So it is definitely going to be interesting to see where that goes.
Okay. And I agree with you. How are they going to bring it up? Who are they talking about? Or is it really nobody that, could be there? You'd have to see what happens. And
maybe a new character.
Right. So we're all ready. And, with first appearances and specking, it's got to be somewhere. So they talk about that, and they talk about the Jedi Temple, and then they start to do some training. Right. And was it corny that she was levitating rocks? I mean, how many times have we seen levitating rocks? I mean,
no, that's a good point. That harkens back to, Empire and, Yoda putting Luke through his paces.
Right. Exactly. So does he levitate the rocks? We know that he's force sensitive and he's done stuff before. So why do we have to do that? I don't know. So they decide to team up because they realize that they both have one goal, to take down the magistrate. And I liked how Ahsoka said, the prisoners have to be freed, so that was important. And what did you think? You think they were just going to go in there and start hacking stuff up? What did you think?
Well, it kind of, it's like a space Western, what I mean? Mando, and he's kind of like that guy, like a Clint Eastwood, is going to do the right thing, but he's an outlaw. And we didn't talk about Michael Biehn being in there as well, right? Of Aliens fame, as the opposite gunslinger type guy, and so I like that little side play too.
I did too, and I do want to talk about that when Ahsoka goes after the magistrate,
Mhm.
and we have a good old chick fight, and we have a Mexican throwdown, a Western throwdown, right? Like we have a throwdown. So we do have somebody trying to jump in right now. I'm getting a little.
Who we got?
I'm getting a little interference. I hope he just checks it. So I just sent him the link. So we'll see when he comes in here. But so we've got that happening. And before that happens, I do want to give a shout out because we did lose somebody very important in the Star Wars world. We lost David Prowse. And I'm sorry that I don't have a video for it. David Prowse is the actor, for those of you guys who don't know, who played the actual physical body of Darth Vader. And for those of you guys who don't know, David Prowse was a bodybuilder in the 70s and 80s. And he actually trained Christopher Reeves back in the 80s for his role as Superman. And Christopher Reeves by far is my favorite Superman.
Yeah, mine too.
And was one of my heroes growing up, along with Adam West. So I think that's a connection. And we did lose a great one. So we've got a lot of Force ghosts happening in the universe right now. So we're just going to keep kicking it. So now they go in and they talk about what they're going up against, right? They've got a couple gunslingers. They've got the hired ex-military guy who you just brought up, and I forgot what his name was. What was his name, Sith?
The character, someone in the chat's gonna have to remind me.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I just fixated it was Michael Biehn,
Yeah, Michael Biehn. So
I didn't even know that at first, right? It took a little bit to
it definitely
that's him. Yeah,
it definitely took a while there. And then they said they had 2 HK-87 assassin droids, which are different from the IG assassin droids, but still, whenever you hear, assassin droids, they got to be pretty badass, right?
You don't want them coming after you.
Right, exactly. So, Ahsoka goes into the temple and she throws down the arm plate. That's her way in. She's like, he's dead. And then you've got Mando trying to come in the other side. And now you've got the whole, like, everybody's fighting, right? Everybody's just going at it. And we have a good old chick fight, right? We've got the magistrate who, as Tim said, was related to Bruce Lee, which I thought was very important. And
His goddaughter, I believe.
Yeah, goddaughter. And she's got the character's name was Lang. Thank you, Kev's Collectibles. Lang. Yeah. No, where is it? Right there. Rifles are representing Rogue One. Who was it? Okay. Kev's Collectibles says the character's name was Lang. Yeah. Who we're going to talk about that in a second. But now we have Ahsoka and the magistrate going at it. So we've got a Beskar spear, 2 lightsabers, and they're going at it. And at one point, the magistrate disarms the short lightsaber, right? And speaking of short lightsabers, into the drink. There it goes. What's up, buddy?
I knew it would be Uncle TiVo.
Uncle Tim wants to come in and talk about this.
I'm here to make sure my Padawan does not embarrass his sensei.
Which one? Which Padawan?
That's right. That makes
my Hoppa Padawan.
Yeah, there we go.
Now, is this Spine Tick's TiVo or is this Lord's TiVo?
This is High TiVo, actually.
Oh,
okay. All right.
There we go.
We don't know what's gonna happen.
Here we go.
So just to catch you up, Tim, as you were logging on, we were talking about the chick fight between the magistrate and.
How dare you say the chick fight?
Well, it was a good chick fight, though, wasn't it? I mean, it was good.
First of all, pay some respect to Diana Lee Inosanto.
Sure, we just said that.
The goddaughter of Bruce Lee,
right?
Daughter of Dan Inosanto, true martial artist for all of her life, and badass. And she's like in her mid-50s.
Okay.
And she's a fight choreographer. So that's what made that scene look so fucking dope, man. It was very reminiscent of Akira Kurosawa. If you think about old samurai films or even old spaghetti westerns, the way it's filmed, a lot of people want to say it's like Quentin Tarantino when he did Kill Bill. But Kill Bill, Quentin Tarantino stole that from Akira Kurosawa and all the filmmakers before him. So I love the wide shot of it. No shaky cam because, they could do it. And just utterly badass, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't got a chance to talk about it, but I'll go ahead and let you guys speak, and I'll correct you as I go
thank
along.
you very much for that. Thank you for your editing.
And Otto, Kev's Collectible, he's got a good comment there about the Dathomir spec.
Okay.
There is he turned me on to a great video that I can't confirm or deny, but it kind of went into her character, and a lot of it seems pretty plausible.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So there could be a lot. It's a little bit up. It says, and she is a Dathomir witch.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, that's a possibility, right? And I did like those episodes. You know, what I really thought was neat about it was when the lightsabers and the Beskar clashed with each other, you could see that it was definite, like, you know, yin versus yang, and how they were like fighting against each other. So you had both people battling each other, but then you also had their weapons, which were extensions of their persona, like going at it. So I thought that was really neat, and it was just a lot of fun to see. But then on the other side of wherever they were, they had the standoff, right? Which I thought was really, really neat, where Lang, right, says something like, do you really want to do this? Is this really worth it? You know, so then I'm thinking, all right, is Mando not going to go at it? Like, what's going to happen, right? So they're standing there, and they've got their trigger finger, and they got their itchy finger, and they're going back and forth. And then he lays down his weapon. And Sith, what did you think? Did you think he was going to, like, go for the other pistol or what? Like,
man, it's kind of like, you know, like Tombstone, man. You know, you can't trust him. You know, I knew something was going to come. This was 12:30 a.m. Sith Lordly, so my mind wasn't quite clear. Kind of like when I drink these Mick Ultras, but you know, I thought that was a great scene.
Yeah,
just laid him out.
Just laid him out, right? He laid him out, and then he just blasted him. Very, very Westernish, very you know, Mexican gunfight. So, Tim, what did you think about that little scene right there?
Yeah, I thought it was through the whole aesthetic of the show with the samurai showdown, and it's spaghetti westerns and samurai. You know, it was an homage.
Definitely.
And, you know, part of that could be said is because work is calling. So I'm going to have to bounce out, but I just want to say what's up. Because George Lucas was on the set for this. Imagine the pressure on Dave Filoni, you know, knowing that, you know, the guy that he's looked up to and has worked with the most was on set, and the pressure. And to add to that, it was probably homage to George Lucas, too, because George Lucas's original Star Wars films were basically Akira Kurosawa type films, if you think about it, right? I mean, that, you know, it's amazing how it all circles back, and you dig deeper and deeper into the layers of it. How George Lucas, I mean, if you just look at Darth Vader's helmet, it's inspired by the samurai, right? I mean, everything about it. So that's why Dave Filoni, I'm pretty sure, is like, hey, come and see this, because I think you're going to dig this. This is what your original, you know, view of how you wanted to do Star Wars was, and it was an homage to spaghetti westerns as well as samurai films. And I just think it's by far the best episode of all the Star Wars, The Mandalorian, by far. And then, you know, all the ties to, like you guys were talking earlier about Grogu, and when he may have been ushered away. Right.
Yep.
You know, right when Order 66 happened and where happened to him, and how he didn't use his powers because he didn't want to be found, because obviously they were hunting down Jedi. And so that's why, you know, there's some things missing. And then I really love the scene where Ahsoka communicated with Grogu, right?
Yep.
And in the kind of forced way of doing it. And if you watch Clone Wars, there's scenes about that when they go to that Force planet. I forgot the name of it. With all there was a brother and sister, the force sensitive beings, basically where the force came from, that planet. I remember, if you guys seen that in the Clone Wars. But I think it was great how they showed all that, and now the mystery is, okay, well, where was Grogu and who ushered him away? Who took him away?
Right.
And
yes,
of course,
100%.
finding Thrawn leads you to Ezra Bridger, because when Thrawn and Ezra Bridger both disappeared together, right? So if you remember at the end of Rebels, Thrawn and Ezra Bridger both went into one of those what are they, Force Whale or whatever the hell they are in space, right? They both disappeared with that. So expect Ezra Bridger to come once, you know, they find, if she ever finds Thrawn, they're going to find Ezra Bridger, and then it's just going to go on and on and on. And we're getting spin-off shows is what I was told. So there you go.
Okay.
I got to go back to work. I got a call from work. I didn't know it was 4:30. But hey, have a great show, Sith. Otto. Force be with you.
All right. See you Thursday, buddy. All right. Awesome. So TiVo jumps in, make sure we're doing everything right, like the Emperor overseeing everything. So we are going to talk about Thrawn in a minute, and I'm not bypassing that because that was just incredible. So we have the Mexican showdown. He gets blasted, very gunslinger-ish. I thought that was really neat. And then we have the wrap up. So there's some things that we're going to talk about, and we're going to be a little bit all over the place when we say it. So when Ahsoka says to her, "Where is your master? Where is your master? Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn?" I'm telling you, my short hairs went through the roof, right? Through the roof, because Grand Admiral Thrawn to me is such an important character in canon, and he was such a unique character. And more importantly, he was a character that I've seen grow organically when I really wasn't into Star Wars, right? Because the first appearance of Grand Admiral Thrawn in Star Wars takes place in this book right here. This is
I got that downstairs, bro.
Yep, Heir to the Empire by Timothy Zahn. Okay, this came out, and I want to say 91, if I'm correct.
Am I
right on that?
Yeah, when it came out, it was like more Star Wars. This is amazing.
Yes, this is amazing. And this came out in 1991, and this was a 3-book series by Timothy Zahn. And in this, you have Mara Jade,
Talon Card.
You have Talon Card. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. And it is complete canon right now. And I read it and I was like, oh my God, this is great. Because 91, I wasn't really collecting books, comics. It was,
dating girls.
Dating girls. I was living in Florida. I was making bad decisions and stuff like that. So, so those are great. And I don't even remember buying those books. I have them in paperback. And I bought those with the expectation that I want to meet Timothy Zahn and have him autograph it. So guys, if you want to learn more about Grand Admiral Thrawn, please get these books, read them all. If you're a Star Wars fan, you'll read them, you'll gobble them up. They're just incredible books, right?
Yeah.
To the point where I just might read them again because Thrawn is just a master tactician. When the Star Wars books came out about a year and a half ago, they gave him his own series. So now you can read that in print and find out about it. But I forget what race he is, but I think he's the last of his race. Yeah.
Thrawn, yes.
Yeah. And he's the last of his kind, right? Or something like that.
You know what? I haven't kept up with the new Disney books because I was so into the expanded universe. So I haven't read the new book, the so-called canon book. But I'm working my way through it. I'm still reading the old expanded universe books and the new Disneyverse books at the same time, just trying to get caught up.
Right. You got to gobble it all in. You got to take it all in. You're like, come on, give me more, give me more.
But here's how I have to think of it. It's like a multiverse for me because I love the expanded universe, all the comics, the video games. It was all related. And then Disney came along and, kind of relegated that to Legends. So in my mind, I just think of it as a multiverse. Here's the expanded universe, existence. And then here's this the Disneyverse. Yeah.
Okay. So Spineworks said something right here. He's not the last of his kind. Okay, good. So, shout out to Spineworks. Good to see you guys. 3 minutes basically. Yeah, more. I want it all, like in Monopoly, man. It's it's out there.
Or like the Pressable Deffects super chat. More.
Yes. Oh, like that one too. Yeah. You can't get that on 3 minutes in the basement. That's for those guys. So, So now they mentioned Grand Admiral Thrawn, which I can't wait. Now I thought based on our long-term spec list with Lords of the Longbox that Timothy Olyphant was going to play Thrawn, which I was okay with. But now now we've already had Olyphant where he played a sheriff, which is the strange same character he played in Justified. Who cares? He played Raylan in Star Wars. It's fine by me. I don't care. He's a great character. Whether or not we see him again on that lousy planet of Tatooine, why anybody goes there, I don't know. But it seems like everybody's there. And now we have the possibility of Grand Admiral Thrawn. Like, come on. We may never see Grand Admiral Thrawn, but the fact that we brought it in is just cool. Absolutely.
He was mentioned.
Yes, he was mentioned. Absolutely. So if he's mentioned, that's then the possibility. You're putting that out into the universe, and that I think is really neat. So they talked about Thrawn. Now we're getting to the ends where Ahsoka says, does Mando say now I'm going to give you Baby Yoda? And she says, no, you've got more to do with him, right? Is that?
Yeah, it seemed to me like, obviously his charge was to have someone have him trained.
Yes.
And Ahsoka senses the attachment that he has for Mando.
Good point. I like that. So you're a smart guy, Sith. You're real smart. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have thought about that, but that's good. So Sith, you freezed up a little bit, buddy. All right. Am I frozen? Guys in the live chat, can you tell me if I'm frozen or not? But I'll just keep going. So did we freeze up? All right, good. So if Emerald Knight says I'm still going, I'm still going. All right. So anyway, so Sith froze up a little bit. He'll come back. Oh, here he comes.
I'm back. Somebody doesn't like me YouTubing at this time. I don't know.
No, I'm telling you, right? It's a Dark Lord. Somebody's
the neighbors are on my Wi-Fi watching Mando.
Yeah, exactly. They know we're talking about it. So, All right. So now she says, I like that point where you says she sees the attachment that she has to him. So that's good. So now she says that he has to go to some temple on some planet called Tython, which I've never heard of. Have you ever heard of it, Sith?
I still have a subscription to Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO game.
Do you really?
If you start out as a Jedi, you start out on Tython.
Okay.
So, it's a pretty cool planet in the game. A lot of cool early lore and things like that. So I was familiar with it from the game. And I have a few comics where Tython is referenced.
Okay. I haven't heard anything about it. So she says that you have to go to Tython, which does she say it's a force sensitive temple? Like, what kind of clue is that? You're going to go to a planet, you're going to find a temple. Like, my God, an entire planet, I got to find a temple. Like,
high holy holidays, right? We're going to the temple.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Like, where am I going to find this temple? Where then you're going to go to this temple and you're going to put him on a pedestal, let's say, and you might find a Jedi. Like, there's so many mights involved with this. Like, you might do this, you might do that, which to me kind of gives us the idea of you can almost do anything with this, right? You leave it so open that no matter what you do, it's not going to be right or wrong because they're writing it as they go. So, okay. So somebody just said there's 7 temples on Tython. Okay. So you only got to find 7 of them. So you get there and then you might find it. So, shout out to, I don't know if you guys watch, but I watch one of the podcasts I listen to on YouTube. Oh my God, I can't believe it's John Campia. And I actually took this image from him. I'm not talented enough to make this image myself, just so you guys know. So shout out to John Campia for doing this image because this is kind of where I got an idea. So when he goes to the temple, right, who is going to pop up? Could it be any one of these characters? And Sith and I kind of talked about this a little bit beforehand and maybe some odds because, Otto is a betting man. And in the live chat, maybe guys, let's look at Luke Skywalker. What are the chances of it in 1 in 10, right? Mm-hmm. Is it a 1 in 10 chance that Luke Skywalker stands up or shows up? I give it a 0.05. Like I give it a 0.01, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think if Mark Hamill was going to show up in The Mandalorian, we've already tweeted about it, right? Like,
and plus, I mean, think about him. He would come in and overshadow the whole thing,
correct.
Being Luke Skywalker. I hope it's wrapped up with the Skywalkers. I'm ready for something new, but
okay.
I don't think he was that thrilled with how they played out his character in the final trilogy.
I don't think so either. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. But then, he did look kind of old and, like he lived a good, hard life. So I don't know.
I really wanted to see an old crotchety Luke, and I think we saw some of it, and I don't know. I appreciate it for what it was, because I look back as, I am going to just show this off because, I was there in, 1977. I'm sure.
Me too, buddy. Yeah.
Right? So, I was that kid who first saw Farm Boy Luke, and I was that kid who brought his little lunchbox to school every day. And,
man, that's sick.
I hoarded this, and, my mom, God rest her soul, she saved it, and I still have the thermos in it,
Oh man.
And just one of my prized possessions. So I remember Luke as, the farm boy who, got beat up by some Tusken Raiders, and just wanted to hang out with some friends, and so to see him old and aged, I thought was decent, and I appreciated that part of it, and I, so that was neat. Now Mace Windu, chances still alive, so
yeah, I mean, I'm hearing a lot about him come up in discussions. I'm not really a specker, but a lot of people put forth, and they have like an image. There's an image of him as an old guy floating around social media, like a what if Mace Windu.
Yeah.
And I didn't read the article, but I saw a headline like, George Lucas speculates Mace still could be alive.
Okay.
So I haven't read the article, but I have been hearing his name come around.
Okay, so we got that. So I give that like, a less than 1% chance that it'll be Mace. A Force Ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn. Well, I mean, nah. Okay, right. Enough. You got your A-list actors that you would know if they were on set or something like that. So, Force Ghost of Yoda.
I don't think so either.
You don't think so? No, I don't think so either. So less than 1 chance. Force Ghost of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Well, I mean, what have we heard about his so-called his own series, right?
Yes,
I mean,
right. It's there.
That could tie in, but I don't know. It's not jumping out at me, but I mean, it
not.
seems more plausible than the names up top.
Correct. So right. So all of those 4 up top, I give a less than 1 out of 10 chance. This one, I'll give a 1 in 10 chance. Kev's Collectibles, Quillen Voss or Plo Koon. Those are definitely interesting. Mara Jade is interesting too. Let's get down to Cal Estes, right? Am I saying that name, Sith?
Yeah, Cal Kestis.
Cal Kestis, right? Can you tell me a little bit about him?
Well, I mean, he's the subject of the Fallen Order video game, which I suck at video games. Lady Sith's going to finish playing for me. But he was the big one in that. What I like about Cal and Ezra is that they're like, part of this new Disney regime. Yep. And it seems to me, especially with me going to Disneyland and there's Galaxy's Edge there. I mean, it seems like Disney would be pushing characters that they create,
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Thrawn, of course, was pre-Disney, but, he was in the Clone Wars and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Now another name that's come up, again, I'm not specking this, but if I'm saying her name right, Siri Junda, and Kev can correct me on the pronunciation. She was in a limited series that Marvel put out called Fallen Order, Dark Temple.
Okay.
And I think Cal might have been mentioned in issue 5. I'm not sure, but that's a name that I've heard, but I'm not specking on it.
Sure. All right. And now we get to Ezra.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like Ezra, Sabine, these types of characters that, we've seen recently in Rebels. I mean,
so this would be where Filoni and Favreau tie in, right? This is where they bring their next generation of live action characters to television or into the Star Wars verse. So Ezra, if I was a betting man, you'd have to way more money on Ezra to win. You know what I mean? He would be like minus 300, let's say. You know what I mean? So if Ezra comes up, but it could be possible. I mean, Ezra was a great character. Were you a fan of Ezra?
Oh yeah. I mean, more Star Wars is great for me, man. I love the prequels. I know it's not popular, but I love the prequels.
No,
so
I agree with you, man.
Any Star Wars, I'll take it.
I will take any Star Wars over no Star Wars all day long. Right.
Like low grade is better than no grade.
You're absolutely right. So that is something that I dig on. Now, would this be a great time for Favreau and Filoni to bring in an unknown character, right? Introduce a completely new character to the Star Wars world.
If we think about, remember before this season of Mando started, there was the hooded lady.
Yep.
Who is she? And everyone's, specking and, let's buy, maybe it's Sabine. Let's buy all these issues, which you should own anyway. But it turned out to be a whole new character. Yeah. So that could happen.
And you know what? I didn't think about this. Sith, you're a smart guy. I didn't make that connection. You know what it was? Because everything wrapped up so much into it that I actually forgot, that they even showed that silhouette because, the Bo-Katan episode, I think, was so neat that everything that happened in that episode kind of overshadowed that one spot. So it could be, it could be an unknown character. You never know. So, and you know what? This picture of these characters might be completely wrong, but you know what? It's going to give us something to talk about for Star Wars. And listen, talking about Star Wars is what we want. And
it's fun to talk about.
It is absolutely fun to talk about. And, it's been fun talking about this for forever. So, again, we're going to say a little bit about Moff Gideon, and we're going to see him again with the Darksaber. And we're definitely going to see Bo-Katan again, right?
Yeah.
We have to. And
her first appearance, by the way, Otto, is skyrocketing on eBay.
Really?
Like a 9.8 is like, 2,000 plus.
Get out of here.
Of a little like book. It's like a mini book.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about her first appearance.
First Bo-Katan Darksaber. It's the one book I don't own. I mean, look at all these short boxes. That's all Star Wars back there, and I don't own that.
You don't
book.
own it? Oh,
I don't own that one. It was like a small little book, And
yeah, and you're like, this
man.
is ridiculous. I don't want this. And
I'm
no.
gonna wait because that's gonna come down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's gonna come
right.
down in price.
Right. Okay. You know, and so we've had a bunch of new people jump in, and before we kind of talk about some other things, I want to give some shout outs to people who've been really active in the live chat. Sean Miller, man from Beantown, has been great. Louis the 13th is jumping in with us. Lady Sith's been hanging out with us the whole time. We got Six Face Comics. Sydney Hale's been in. T. Ravis has been here with us. Spineworks has been jumping in with us now. We got that guy DZ. Oh my god, this is great. Astro Wizard. So I will say, guys, I don't know how many likes we have, but I'm sure we don't have as many likes as we do have people watching. And we're gonna give something away right now. I'm gonna give something away. So I'm gonna give this book away. All right. And I will send this to you. So you're gonna DM me on Instagram, Everett_Otto. And I would like you to tell me, this is a 2-part question. Actually, let's make it 3 parts. Okay. And Sith, you don't even know this question, but I'm sure you know. Tell me, can we do a line? Let me see. How do we do a line? Sith, can you do a line in the chat?
I don't have any rights to type anything.
Oh, neither do I.
And shout out to Erod who joined, by the way.
Oh, Erod's in there too. I didn't see him. Oh, Erod just dropped a video too. So check out
The
Erod.
Presser's Presser.
The Presser's Presser. That's right. All right. So in the live chat, you guys, tell me the actress who played Bo-Katan, what sci-fi show she was in, and what character she played right now. Okay, that's a 3-part question. Because I was a huge fan of the character that she played, and when I first heard about it, I thought it was ridiculous. But Katie, I got a healer. All right,
they already knew anyway.
Yeah, tell me the actor. Okay, Battlestar Galactica. And who was the actor, Emilio? Let's see if somebody else can get it in there. Katie Sacco, brother. Okay, Chinmo, you're the winner, buddy.
Chinmo,
you're the winner, buddy. I will send this out to you. So hit me up on Instagram. You're the winner of this book, and I'll throw in some other stuff. So Katie Sackhoff, for those of you guys that don't follow her, she was in the Battlestar Galactica show, which was on Sci-Fi, which is 100% one of the most underrated sci-fi shows out there.
It was fracking great.
Oh, it's fracking unbelievable. Cylons and this and that. And and when I heard that they were doing all this, I go, this is going to be lousy. And by the second episode, I'm like, this is phenomenal, man. This is so good. So my sci-fi geekness goes crazy for that.
It was gritty.
It was definitely gritty, and it was definitely done in a Star Wars, in a Battlestar Galactica kind of way. And the Cylons were great, and it was just really, really fun to watch. And Katie Sackhoff is, if you don't follow her on Instagram, she is an absolute workout machine, and she puts her heart and soul into every character that she plays. And when she first showed up as Bo-Katan, I didn't try to watch as many spoilers as I wanted to with this. So, as Starbucks, she had blonde hair. Then she was in she was in The Flash. She played a villain in The Flash, and she was in a lot of stuff. And then I realized it was Katie Sackhoff, and I was like, oh my God, she hit a home run with that. So, yeah, man, I'm going to send that book out to you. Oh, 6 was hot too. You're right. So the ending was awful. Well, I mean, what shows really end good? Right. That might be a topic for one thing. What series ending finale was like good and bad? Like Seinfeld, Friends.
Oh man, I know I was about to say Seinfeld, man. I mean, like disappointing.
yeah. Cheers, The Sopranos, Sons of Anarchy. Those were all awful. Yeah. I mean, to me, the best season finale, the best series.
The Office.
I wasn't a fan of The Office, but that's something I should go back and watch.
Yeah.
For me, it was MASH, but I'm bringing up a really old show. You guys probably never watched MASH. MASH, yeah, the finale for that was great. And then my favorite series ending of all time was Star Trek: The Next Generation, when all good things come to an end.
Yeah, that was good.
I think that was one of the best. So again, we don't have lots
Breaking
of good
Bad.
endings or anything. Breaking Bad. I wasn't a fan of Breaking Bad, but everybody that watches Breaking Bad absolutely loves it, and they say that was the best. And I know Man from Beantown will agree with me.
Game of Thrones. Heisenberg, man. We just get to the hat.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's a teacher, pissed off at the world, So we've been kicking it for an hour. I do want to wrap up. I do want to take much of your time. I know East Meets West is coming on later, and you've got stuff to do. So Sith, what do you have going on with the Spine Ticks? Anything coming up?
The Spine Ticks is pretty much a collective of it's a launching pad too, man. We've had a lot of guys from the community who make one video and then they come right on, like Harry Old Fat Guy.
Yeah.
Comics Talk Weekly. T. Ravis has been on. We got a lot of guys that are making good content, and then they come and join the Gauntlet, the Thunderdome. With Roger over there, and they're part of the Clips.
Exactly. You come on your show and you become a meme. I think that's what I'm worried about. Next thing you know, I become like, a picture of me on McDonald's or something like that.
That happened actually.
Yeah, that did happen. I think I have that right here. Jeez, let's see. I think I got it somewhere in here. Or I say, instead of the KRS-One variants or KRS variants, I say KRS-One and that hops up.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I'm working at McDonald's. So it happens,
I will say, Otto, though, you've got 2 beer Steve. Spine Six is like 11 beer Steve.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah. So you've got, because I'm not controlling anything. I'm just here hanging out, color commentator.
That's right. That's what you got to do. Let the show just run itself. So so I'm going to sign off, and there's a few things I do want to say. We've got some videos dropping. I've got my video dropping for my haul video this week. Check that out. Dave in a Cave is doing a CGC invoice. This Friday night, we are going live on 3 Men in the Basement. We are going to have Aegis Comics of Alaska coming on, Amy and Lou, and they're going to talk about all their Black Friday sales and things that went well with them. They had an auction this past weekend. It was great. Their Cyber Monday sale is still going on, so check them out. Lords of the Long Box is going to be Tuesday night with the cover price top 10. And then the Movers and Shakers will be on Thursday. Hopefully I'll be joining them on that show. And, everybody that's dealing with something out there, thank you very much for watching. Roger, hope you get better. Sorry, I really didn't have a big rant for you other than that Kathleen Kennedy, but I wanted to keep the Kranky Canadian live. And I thought Mando was such a great thing right now in the geek universe that I wanted to talk about. So friends of our channel, Pressable Deffects, Lords of the Long Box, The Spine Ticks, Erod212, Very Gary's Comics, and all those other guys on Instagram who follow us and support us every way. I really, really appreciate it. And just, support everybody. And that's what it's all about. And now that we're coming into the Christmas spirit, I know Christmas is going to be like none other this year, but I'll tell you, at least in my neighborhood, Sith, I have more houses lit up with Christmas lights and trees than I can ever remember seeing. And shout out to, people who want to, have the holiday spirit and put themselves in a better place. And to all of you guys who are fighting with COVID, keep a positive head. If anybody wants to DM me or talk about anything, working out, anything, please DM me. I'm always here to talk. I'll always lend an ear. And I won't always have the best answers, but I'll tell you what I think I can offer, So on behalf of the 3 Men in the Basement, Dave in the Cave, Roger Levesque, I am Everett Otto. This has been Sith Lordly jumping on. This has been the Kranky Canadian, the Star Wars post-Thanksgiving special. I appreciate everybody for watching. Thank you very much, and have a great night, everybody. Peace out. And as Roger would say, good night, Canada. Later, Sith.
Later.